Hello, church. Hope you are doing well this week. And wherever this video finds you, I hope it is a good thing. And maybe you are watching this as the weather is warming up. As I'm recording this, it's still a little chilly. It's Wednesday morning and it's a little cold, but we are seeing the sun coming, and I believe temperatures in the 80s, if I read my paper correctly. So that is exciting, and all that brings and means, and maybe we will be outside for our coffee fellowship on Sunday. Wouldn't that be fantastic? That's one of my favorite times of the year, when we can begin to have that time outside, and it's so fun to be out there, especially as people are then coming and gathering in, and it's a beautiful picture of the church and the city of community and coming together, and especially when there's coffee. I just love a good cup of coffee and a conversation. So look forward to that this Sunday, and also a time to honor and celebrate the moms that are among us. And as we always do every year, sitting with the realities of what Mother's Day brings, and not to intentionally put a damper on things, but to just help ourselves as a community of believers sit with the range of emotions that all of life brings. And I think that's okay. And hopefully we are discovering that together and realizing that we take all of it together, the joy and the pain, the grief and sorrow, and opportunities for celebration. All of those things happen. That's life. And how do we as Christ followers learn to inhabit that space, both for ourselves and what we can learn, what God teaches us through the ups and downs of life, but also how to journey with others and how to be sensitive to and present to the other in ways that we know Christ was and is. As we read scripture, Christ was human in every way, particularly in meeting people where they are. And Mother's Day is one of those times of the year that does provide that, because it invokes a lot of things for people. And so we will celebrate, and we will stand with those who struggle to celebrate on this day, and allow that tension to exist, and to hopefully be okay with that. And in all of these things, if there are ever things that you wonder or have questions about, or whatever, I hope you know that you can talk to the staff, you can talk to me, and process through those, whether it's things and things that you think about in terms of the ways in which we gather or do church, or just things personally in your own life, areas in which you are struggling, or places of joy and praise, and you want to give testimony to that. I hope what you see from the things that we do and the way that we have created this culture, from the question of the week to the way we do discipleship and our focus on emotionally healthy discipleship, and trying to find space and creating space like our Sunday morning fellowship to come together. I hope you see that that is what we want, is to create and foster deep and intimate relationship so that we can journey with each other to be more like Jesus. That's the hope and the goal. So this Sunday is the final Sunday of our First John series, and I think it's appropriate that the series will be ended with Pastor Rochelle, joined by Pastor AJ, co-preaching. I think it's appropriate because Rochelle, if you remember, was the one who thought of this First John series, and I tasked her with putting it together, casting vision for it, and finding people to come and preach and participate. And she's done a fantastic job. So it's exciting in that regard, but also probably most likely the last time we will hear them both preach in our context, as they are heading out next month in just a few weeks to go and move to Rochester, New York, where they will be pastoring at Church Together Grace Church in Rochester, co-pastoring. And while we are grieving and sad for what that means for us, I hope you join me in being incredibly excited for both of them and their family, and this opportunity to respond to God's call in their lives, to pastor and lead a church. And I hope you also, as a church, I hope we recognize the gift that God's given us to be a place where people can come and be raised up and given space to learn and grow so that they can go to what God has for them next. This kind of sending nature is a part, I believe, of the fabric and DNA of Lakeview, but even way before my time. And so I see that as something that we have and can continue to embrace and be excited for as we are a part of sending people to different parts of the country and the world. And that's exciting. So I look forward to this. It's the conclusion, and you will be the jury that will guide you in this process of responding to this idea, this question of the burden of proof, and looking at what this last portion of 1 John talks to us about in terms of the witness and testimony, and what that burden of proof comes to show and provide vision for. So I'm excited for them to do that and lead us on Sunday as we worship together, and for us to just sit under their anointed preaching and leading of us, and enjoy this for the final time while they're with us in an official capacity. So I look forward to seeing you all on Sunday, and hope you have a great rest of your week, and that you take time to be in the presence of the Lord, to slow down, to find ways to carve out space and time for you and those around you to just be with Jesus and be in prayer. Take time to be in Scripture, to learn and to listen to what it is that God is calling you to do and who God is calling you to be. So enjoy your week, and we will see you Sunday. Blessings.